Hello everybody, welcome back to Wolfeei. Today we have some news regarding Black Horse Charity Challenge on Twitch Rivals. Some players have already been revealed. Not everyone, there's also a lot of unannounced players, we'll get into it in a little bit. But for the next Twitch Rivals events, I just want to give a little bit of an update for anyone who doesn't pay attention to the Twitch Rivals website or isn't really active in the communities that talk about this type of stuff, or on Reddit mainly. Some players have been confirmed, and we're going to talk about it right now. One thing, before we get into the details of this event, of the players, of course, some things to note. If you didn't already know, there's a Block Horse Charity Challenge on Twitch Rivals. It's a special event between Block Horse and Twitch Rivals on December 3rd at 2 p.m. PT, which is 5 p.m. Eastern Time, which is like 10 p.m. GMT, BST, whatever the UK time zone is right now, and 11 p.m. for the Europeans that are in my time zone. I don't know. Anyways, it's a very different type of time schedule for Block Horse. Block Horse is usually 3 hours earlier. It's usually on a Saturday. It's not on a Tuesday usually. But because it's a Twitch Rivals event, it's a bit different, and it'll be nice to just have something a little bit different sometimes. Anyways, yeah, so there's a 100k donation that will be made by Twitch to the charity called the Nature Conservancy, which Mojang has worked with previously, and I think was picked by Mojang this time around from Twitch. And there will be no like fundraising, nothing like that. There will be a charity event hopefully next year where fundraising elements can come into play, but for now this is the charity event that we promised was going to happen at some point this year, in which 100k donation by Twitch is probably more than fundraising would bring, unless we got like, I don't know, Jacksepticeye to play, which we are not able to do that. Anyways, let's get into the players and some details regarding this event. Over here, you can see it on the website for Twitch Rivals. There's a nice little tab for Block Horse, and you can see some of the people that are playing. To start with, you know, the amount, there's currently 28 participants confirmed publicly as of me recording, which as of me recording is at 7:43 p.m. locally, which would be 1:43 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday, 23rd of November, is the current status. And some people that are specifically confirmed: Joe Waterlozzi, obviously Block Wars icon, back at it again. He's done charity events in the past, he's done Twitch Rivals in the past. Makes sense to see him in this event. Toby is back for the first time since Block Wars Chaos. Makes a lot of sense. He's also like a Twitch Rivals favorite, so he obviously, you know, him making an appearance is, for Block Wars standards, a bit infrequent, but for Twitch Rival standards, an expected thing. Demi also playing here. I think Demi has not done Twitch Rivals before, maybe she has, but I know that Twitch Rivals was relatively unaware of Demi, at least, so fun to see Demi included. Demi's become a lot more active recently in Block Wars, which I think is really fun, because she's really fun to have in, and yeah, very, very cool to see Demi in the roster. Showcases that there will be some variety in this roster, as much as I'm trying to make it, you know, still Minecrafty. There is going to be a lot of variety, and for a good reason. It makes sense. It's Block Wars after all. And then Shadun, you have here, you know, some international representation. There won't be a full language Spanish team or anything like that. I'll reveal that right now. That's not happening. But we have Shadun, so that's fun. And then a bunch of unannounced players. To clarify for anyone who's not aware, I already said this publicly before, the way unannounced players works, it's not us trying to keep things mysterious. It is someone who is confirmed to play, but they haven't filled out the details on the website to properly show up on the page. That's how that works. So they are confirmed to play, but they haven't filled everything out that they should fill out on their end. Next page, we have a couple more confirmed people. Obviously, Feinberg is a classic for Block Wars, someone who you expect to see in most events. D-Tune, who's played once in Series 3 and once in, I think it was Rookies 2 is when he debuted. D-Tune, obviously, if you've been paying attention to just streaming in general, got announced for League of His Own, or League of Their Own streamer awards like nomination, which I think is really sick. Glad to see D-Tune back, and it's an honor, really. It's a streamer in the League of Their Own. I mean, I must say, that's pretty cool. Then you have Captain Sparkles back. He played in the first Series 3 Block Wars event, which was Block Wars 11, and he's back again to give it another go. Sparkles also makes a frequent appearance in rivals types of events, but mainly charity Minecraft related events. I feel like he is someone that makes sense to be in when possible. Obviously with MCC Pride things are a little different, but generally with charity events I feel like Sparkles is someone who will be more actively involved. Purple's back, also similar to Feinberg, another iconic, really high skilled player that will be in a lot of events. Hannah is in as well, with someone who Twitch also likes, so that's perfect. We wanted to include her either way because she hasn't played that much this series so far, so that's very convenient. Emerone back as well, also played in Block Wars 11, similar to Sparkles. They were on the same team actually, and also has played, I think, also debuted in Rookies too. So it's pretty much the same playing schedule as D-Tune. But also very fun to have Emerone back in. It's always a lovely inclusion. Then you have Fruit Berries. I mean, he's a fan favorite. That's all I gotta say. He's a fan favorite. You have Amy. Amy's playing on their ult because I think they won't have their full setup ready, and there is a chance that things will be scuffed on their end, so they want to stream on their ult. That's totally okay. Shane's in. Makes sense. Shane's one of the most more regular Block Wars participants. Also, he didn't play in Rookies, of course, so makes sense for him to play the event after. Then you have 4 more confirmed players. You have Gumi. Gumi, always fun to have in as well. Gumi played in Block Wars 13 with Doki when Doki debuted, so that's fun. Then you have Radoons included as well. Red, unfortunately, subbed out of Block Wars 13 due to the hurricane, so this is kind of a shoo-in inclusion. He deserves to be in this one, of course. Also makes sense for him to be in. He's a popular and very popular Block Wars participant because he represents lifesteal as the most frequent lifesteal player to participate in the event. Also just a very active Minecraft event community player. You have Antfrost, also someone who you'll see very actively in the Minecraft event community, always very fun. And Anthos, one of the goats for Block Wars, at least in terms of staff, to have in pretty much every event. So that's it for what we know so far for players. I obviously know a little bit more. I can't tell you because I don't want to leak, but there are more players that are confirmed, and they're from different areas. From my memory, there are, I think, there's one newcomer. Not a newcomer who's like brand new, but there's currently one newcomer who was supposed to play but was never announced. So there you go. Anyways, some more stuff to talk about because there is more stuff. As mentioned, 100k prize pool. What's different here is that you actually now know what games are included. The game that is currently benched for this event is Trailblazers. The reason for that is because with commentary and spectating, Trailblazers is a little bit difficult to actively keep track of what's going on. It's good from a first-person perspective when you're watching a streamer, but it's a little bit trickier when there's potentially people flying around and trying to commentate what's going on. There's also not really like many insane moments that are happening. You're just seeing very impressive movement, which is good for watching, but in terms of commentary, in terms of casting, it's a little bit more tricky. Another thing that's different is that instead of a Twitter poll, the 5th game will be decided by a poll in the Twitch Rivals stream, which I think they've done previously for other Minecraft Twitch Rivals events like MCC, I think, but this will happen for Block Wars this time around as well. For the rest, I don't think there's anything vastly different. I will say, with the way things are currently looking, people have noted that there is a pretty significant inclusion of good players. I won't consider this roster to be weak. I don't think it's possible for this roster to be weak, like below average, without making nonsensical teams. So I think this team will, the teams here will be averagely strong-ish, which I know is nice as a change of pace because Blockers is actively trying to keep things week and week, but it makes sense for this event to include more Minecrafters, thus a bit of a higher comp roster. So that's how that works. That is how that works. That's why we usually go for variety, because Minecrafters are good at the game. That's how that works. I'm just gonna keep it super real for real. But yeah, I also don't know if these are the only top fives. There might be another one coming, but I don't know. Anyways, that's all we got for Twitch Rivals Block Wars. Let me know your thoughts on who's been announced and what we got, and I'll see you all next time for when there's more things confirmed. Another thing to note, if you're still here, tomorrow, PB team announcements, second half tomorrow will be a PB Mogul Mail. Today already on stream we looked at some PB team announcements. Tomorrow is the other half, so if you have not watched the stream yet, tune in at like 10 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. UK time, and we'll have some fun. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.